Hello, it's the Zero Waste family here. I'm James.
And I'm Frederica.
And today we're going to talk about how we reduce chemicals in our house. But before I do, let me just remind everybody, if you're new to the channel, that we're the Zero Waste family. We live in San Diego, just 10 minutes from the freeway. We try to live as sustainably as possible. And we grow about 70 to 80% of the food that we eat here on our homestead.
You see our garden in the back.
All right, so let's talk about chemicals.
Unfortunately, it's a fact that we are exposed to chemicals all the time, in our home and outside the home. And a lot of chemicals we can't really avoid, unfortunately. And the fact is that these chemicals can actually interact with each other and create something called a cocktail effect when they actually interact in a very bad way and actually cause a lot of harm to our health. So we are working really hard on reducing chemicals and live as chemical-free as possible, I should say. So here are 5 tips how we reduce chemicals in our home. Tip 1.
We use air filters in almost every room of our house. We actually use HEPA filters because they filter out dust, pollen, particles, and even viruses for the ones that we use out of the air so that our family can breathe clean air in the house.
Tip 2. Chemicals that comes in normal household cleaners is really harmful. We clean with them and we absorb them through our skin and we inhale them. And then we also flush it down into the drain, which actually goes into the environment. So it's just a really bad thing and they cost a lot of money. So instead, clean your house with baking soda, soap, lemon, and essential oils, and it actually will have the same effect.
And because kids are so much more sensitive to these things, because their skin, they absorb this through their skin and through their airwaves, and so it's such an important one.
Yeah, and actually the one thing we noticed when we actually start cleaning our house with homemade household cleaners is our kids are getting really sensitive. We went to an Airbnb and they had washed their laundry, the sheets in Tide, and we actually had to air out the whole house before the kids were happy. So they are very sensitive to that thing. So you will notice a difference.
Tip 3, eat organic food. There is such an exposure to pesticides and other chemicals in the food that we oftentimes get from the grocery store that we really recommend eating organic. It really will help your system not have to absorb those toxins and process those toxins.
Well, we all have seen the pictures and videos of farmers spraying crop and they're wearing a gas mask. That should be like a hint that if it's harmful for them, it's definitely harmful for your children.
That's right.
Tip 4. So a couple of years ago, James wrote a post called "Is Your Sofa Killing You?" And I'm not talking about the sofa jumping up and trying to strangle you. A lot of our rugs, our sheets, even our clothes and our furniture
and beds
actually contains really harmful chemicals.
A lot of our furniture has fire retardant chemicals, which sound like a good thing because, you know, who wants to have these things that we're sleeping on or sitting on catching on fire? But the reality is that basically gets these things filled with chemicals that you actually spend a lot of time either laying down on or sitting on.
When I did the research, I was shocked to find out that majority of kids' sleepwear contains this. So for us, we make sure that we only buy sustainable and chemical-free things and buy less of them.
And check into your local laws. California actually outlawed flame retardant chemicals in furniture and beds a few years ago, but your state or part of the world may not have outlawed that yet, so it's really important to look into.
Last but not least, tip 5, avoid plastic like it is really harming you on the spot. Plastic especially that touches your food, it is so harmful. And the thing is that what plastic is actually harmful to us and the planet from extraction to process to we're using them until we discard them.
That's right. Remember, plastic is made out of oil, right? And you got to extract that oil out of the earth. You got to produce this, which also produces pollutants, and every single piece of plastic that we have ever created is still on this planet because it takes hundreds of years to break down.
We are not by any means 100% plastic free because, especially with the pandemic, it's been really difficult because everything seems to be wrapped in plastic. But if I were going to say that you're going to avoid any plastic, or start with avoiding plastic, is to wrap your food. We use beeswax wraps, we use mason jars for storing food in, we use plastic-free containers from Life Without Plastic is one of our favorite brands. That we seem to have had forever and the kids have been throwing around and they're still working great. I would also say that diapers. Think about diapers because diapers is usually made of plastic. Cloth diapers is something I recommend. People think the cloth diapers is much harder than there is. It really, we had 2 kids in cloth diapers at the same time, and boys nonetheless. Cloth diapers actually has a great resale value, so you save tremendous amount of money by doing cloth diapers. You're also making sure that your kid is not being exposed to those chemicals. I hope these tips were helpful, and please, if you have any more tips, put it in the description below. We love to hear from you. Like, don't be shy. Come on, reach out. Let us hear from you, guys. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, maybe share about this, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.